This is the story of how an independent artist's raw visual strategy leads the music industry in 2026. Rejecting corporate music videos entirely, Jordan sparked a movement industry watchers officially call the Organic Rebellion. And this is where things changed for digital music consumption. What followed her departure from the traditional system became a complete rejection of manufactured pop. Relying entirely on raw vocal talent, she cultivated a deeply authentic aesthetic. The turning point came when audiences realized they craved unpolished reality over artificial perfection. Her followers essentially became her creative directors. What resulted next completely disrupted the standard promotional playbook for major global album releases. Her unique visual footprint now operates as a decentralized network of active audience participation. These actual outcomes demonstrate exactly why authentic artistry continues dominating digital platforms today. The massive shift we are witnessing proves that audiences want real musicians back in the spotlight. January 6, 2020, marked the exact day the world formally discovered her massive global potential. Airing on national television, her breakout performance on America's Got Talent, The Champions captured millions of viewers. A viral barefoot rendition of Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody established the very foundation of her entire career. What followed next shaped a specific aesthetic that fans instantly recognized across the globe. The barefoot singer appeared before the world armed with nothing but raw, prodigious talent, and this is where things changed for her public image. Instead of adopting flashy costumes, her stripped-down presentation allowed her vocal abilities to command full attention. The turning point came when international audiences connected deeply with this unfiltered approach. Her early television success provided the perfect for what eventually became a totally independent empire. What resulted next cemented her status as a generational vocal talent. Viewers everywhere understood they were witnessing the rise of a truly exceptional performer. 20 years old became the official pivot point from child prodigy into a mature, visionary artist. Hitting this milestone on January 10, 2026, industry commentators heavily noted her strategic evolution. And this is where things changed regarding her digital footprint. Across her career leading up to this exact date, the performance metrics remained absolutely staggering. Over 1 billion total lifetime views currently sit on her official YouTube channel alone. What followed next included generating nearly 2 billion views across the Facebook platform. The turning point came when observers tracked her audience size in early 2026. Roughly 986,000 subscribers actively follow her main YouTube channel today. What resulted next showed nearly 1 million tracked monthly listeners actively streaming her catalog on YouTube Music. These undeniable statistics confirm her massive reach without the backing of a traditional label. Her independent success proves that building a loyal community yields sustainable, long-term industry dominance. MOSARZ, LLC serves as the independent label and management ecosystem driving these massive numbers today. Moving completely away from major label constraints, she now operates entirely as a powerhouse independent artist. And this is where things changed regarding industry power dynamics. Commentary from early 2026 frequently highlights the intense friction existing between her massive global and traditional radio gatekeepers. Soldier Revolution, as fans call themselves, bypasses mainstream channels entirely. The turning point came when analysts recognized her financial success outside the traditional system. As a fully independent entity, she's widely cited as a case study for outturning major label artists. What resulted next shook the foundational structure of how music executives view profitability. What followed next forced the industry to acknowledge the power of direct-to-consumer relationship. Her calculated independence allows complete creative control over both her visual and musical output. Pitch-corrected performances serve as the core weapon in her fight against heavily manufactured pop music. The primary narrative surrounding her visuals in 2026 centers entirely around this organic rebellion. And this is where things change for visual aesthetics in music. In an era dominated by hyperpop and AI-generated visuals, her rebrand stands as a complete rejection of artificial elements. She prioritizes live instrumentation above everything else. The turning point came when a top fan comment perfectly captured the appeal of her audio brand during a March release stream. The fan stated that physical CDs or vinyls ought to carry a banner reading "Strictly No Autotune." What followed next proved that this sentiment resonated across her entire global. What resulted next was a deliberate focus on authenticity over digital perfection. Listeners clearly demand raw acoustic performances that highlight genuine vocal capabilities rather than studio manipulation. Her grandmother operates as the secret weapon and marketing powerhouse behind this decentralized strategy. Running highly influential TikTok accounts under the handles @6 and @, she actively releases leaked or behind-the-scenes visual clips. And this is where things change for fan engagement. Because she operates outside the major label system, her 2026 visual strategy remains largely community-driven. What followed next involved the routinely stitching these raw, unfiltered visuals with official high-fidelity concert audio. The turning point came when these viral, community-driven music videos began dominating YouTube and TikTok algorithms. Instead of dropping highly produced corporate videos, her team utilizes this grassroots, cross-platform synchronization method. What resulted next empowered her audience to actively participate in the creation of the artist's visual legacy. Fans effectively serve as her visual directors. This collaborative approach generates unprecedented online momentum for her releases. Visual scarcity drove intense social media speculation during her early 2026 performances in Las Vegas. Implementing what industry watchers dubbed a mysterious no-recording residency, her team banned phones at the International Theater at the resort. And this is where things changed regarding concert access. By restricting recordings at these specific shows, they successfully created an exclusive, high-demand atmosphere. What followed next was massive anticipation for any official footage. The turning point came on January 31, 2026, during a highly publicized live concert at the venue. She debuted live visuals for original songs like No One Can Hear My Heart. What resulted next fed exactly into the decentralized distribution model as fans grew desperate for the visuals. When official or leaked visuals from these live sets finally hit the internet, the demand remained incredibly high. This brilliant move perfectly weaponized anticipation to boost her overall digital engagement. September 9, 2025 marked the release of her 12-track independent jazz and pop album titled Secret of the Soul. Following her highly anticipated 2023 EP Old Enough, this full-length project her jazzy independent sound. And this is where things changed regarding her artistic timeline. This modern approach layers seamlessly over a deep appreciation for nostalgia. For her 2025 original single Play No Game, her visual aesthetic drew heavily from classic Disney animation. What followed next utilized Cinderella and Snow White motifs to evoke a timeless feel. The turning point came when audiences noticed how sharply this contrasted with modern, hyperdigital pop visuals. What resulted next was a rapid succession of project releases. A holiday project titled Secret of the Star quickly followed in late 2025. These releases perfectly positioned her for total visual dominance leading into the new year. Her musical output consistently reinforces the classic aesthetics her fans deeply appreciate. Synchronized live streams on TikTok and Instagram replaced the traditional music video drop on March 6, 2026. Launching the Secret of Love project, her team utilized these platforms to broadcast raw acoustic material. And this is where things changed for her commercial metrics. Global streaming numbers surged by over 160% within a 30-day period in early 2026. The investigative report published by News in March 2026 officially confirmed this massive spike. What followed next cemented her status alongside renowned producer and songwriter Gad. The turning point came as she performed at legendary LA County venues like the L and the Alex. What resulted next provided her fans with endless live footage to visually remix. She speaks directly to this highly engaged community, frequently telling them that her angels are her best friends. This direct connection propels her career to entirely new heights outside the mainstream machine. Record of the Year predictions currently dominate early 2026 Grammy buzz among independent music commentators. As of April 2026, the momentum generated by her dual album strategy remains completely undeniable, and this is where things change for her global legacy. Rumors currently circulate regarding a massive global stadium run dubbed the Legacy Tour, though this remains unverified industry speculation. What followed next was unanimous recognition of her unorthodox methods. The turning point came when a March 2026 documentary report by News summed up her current industry standing. They stated the music world has a new law named Jordan, proving that soul still wins in a digital world. What resulted next confirmed that empowering fans through authentic, raw footage completely disrupted the standard playbook. Weaponizing visual scarcity effectively built a massive visual identity. She isn't just participating in the 2026 music industry, she is leading it.